Last year, Mark and I went on a long road trip, and we decided to listen to the book Atomic Habits while we were driving. As we listened to that book, we realized that some of the principles in that book could be life-changing for a lot of people, including ourselves. So we started using those ideas and implementing them in our lives and helping us to improve our bad habits and making new good ones. So much so that both of our adult kids got a copy of Atomic Habits for Christmas last year. What struck me is when I was working through some of my own bad habits, I realized that these principles of habit changing could be key for helping people stick to a healthier plant-based diet. The bottom line is, the book is about breaking bad habits and making new ones, which is just what we need to do when we want to stick to a plant-based diet. I don't know about you, but even after 29 years of trying to eat healthy and teaching others to do the same, I still struggle and get off track. So this January, I wanted to do a reset, and I thought I'd use Atomic Habits to help me out. And since I was going to all that work, I thought you might want to come along with me. So the basic premise of the book is changing our small, tiny little habits like the size of an atom will have larger, bigger effects like the atomic bomb. The problem is we tend to focus on the big habits and we don't think about the little processes in our daily lives that sabotage us. And so we give up after just a few weeks. So let's say our New Year's resolution is to stop eating junk food. But every time we go into the office, there's a pile of donuts on the table waiting for us. Or maybe we do pretty good during the day, but when we sit down at night to relax, we feel like we want to eat a snack and eat junk food. Until we can break up those processes that are causing us to crave the junk food, we're never going to be successful. But if we can change those little processes in our daily lives, then we won't have a problem eating junk food. Let's start with the donuts. Let's figure out a way to avoid those donuts. Can we avoid the room that they keep them in? Find a different route through the office? Or do like me and use procrastination to your advantage. And when you see them, you think, after lunch, if they're still there, I might have one. But by the time lunch is over, all your favorites are gone. Or maybe you can offer to bring fruit to the office one day a week instead of having donuts. Once we get really good at not eating the donuts, then we can tackle the vending machine. As we tackle all these tiny little habits, we'll gain momentum and we'll see that we can succeed in changing our habits and we'll have reached our goal of not eating junk food. But the book doesn't stop there, because those tiny little habits aren't really that easy to break, especially when we've been doing them for a long time, and especially when they're tied to food. We all like food, and most people don't change to a plant-based diet because they don't like food. They do it because they want to reverse diseases like diabetes, or lower their cholesterol, or lose some weight. Some people do it for the animals or for the environment. So the million-dollar question then would be, how do we get ourselves to stop doing something that we like for the greater good in our own lives and in the lives of others? James Clear gives us 4 techniques for helping us to overcome bad habits and create new habits. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. In this video, we're going to work on the foundation, and then in the next few videos, we'll hit each of one of those techniques individually. So this is going to give us a game plan so that we're going to be more successful in whatever goal we want to set for ourselves this year. So what is it for you this year? Do you want to go vegan or vegetarian? Are you trying to lose weight? Let me know in the description box below what your health goals are. Once you've decided on your big main goal, you need to break that down into smaller goals. Maybe something that you could achieve each month. And then by the end of the year, you'll have succeeded in your big goal. So for example, if you wanted to go plant-based, you might have some smaller goals of, maybe I'm going to stop eating meat 1 day a week, and you do that for several weeks. Maybe you're going to eat more plants, or eat more vegetables, eat more fruits. Maybe you're going to start eating breakfast every morning. There's lots of different things that you can do to improve your health, one little step at a time. Maybe you just want to feel better and have more energy. Or maybe you have been diagnosed with pre-diabetes and you're trying to reverse that. Everybody's goals are going to be different, and it might be difficult to come up with your list of items that you want to break down. I've created a list of 50 of these tiny little health goals that can help you improve your health. You can download that and choose the ones that are most fitting for you, or you can just use it for a brainstorming activity so that you can help pick the ones that are going to be most important to you. So this is where people really start to make mistakes. They try to change too many bad habits at once, or add too many new habits at once. And James Clear is very clear that you cannot do that. So if you want to be successful, you need to choose only 5 or 6 habits for the entire year. That way, you can focus your attention on one habit, or 2 habits possibly, for a month or 2, and get that really cemented so that you're more likely to be successful and that you can stick to this healthy eating for a lifetime and not give up on your goals and your health. The great news is you don't have to wait until the end when you reach your big goal to start seeing the effects on your health. Just changing a few of these tiny little habits, you'll start seeing your energy improve, maybe your skin will improve, maybe you'll lose some weight. Lots of things can change with just one or two tiny little habits. You might even see differences when you go to the doctor and they do your blood work. So don't feel like you have to do it all at once. Let's start slow so that we can be successful. Now that you've got your list, remember there's only 5 or 6 items on it. I want you to put them in order of the way you want to achieve them. That way you can mark out your plan. You'll start with number 1, and you can keep working toward each goal every month. And by this time next year, you'll have reached your larger goal by making or breaking these smaller habits. The last thing we need to do before we make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying is we need to make a list of our current habits. So take a day or two and write down all of your habits for the day. It's going to be a long list. You just need to be aware of the habits that you have and then kind of go through that list and see which ones are going to be sabotagers. Which of these habits is going to keep you from reaching your goal for the month? Just being aware of the habit is going to help you as you formulate a plan to break that habit and make a new one. In the book, James Clear talks about a habit scorecard that you can use to mark down your habits, but I do like to keep it simple. If you want to read more about that in detail, though, I'll put a link in the description box below. And now that we know what habits are going to sabotage us from reaching that goal, we can move on to the next step of making it obvious. Check out this video right here.